Welcome to the Soul Infused Monday Show, your show for an inspired and meaningful week. Today's topic is 7 steps to feel calm, centered, and secure within yourself. And before I dive in, if you are already here watching this live, leave me a comment below, say hello. I'm always excited that you're coming back every single week to listen, learn, and to grow. And I want to give it a moment, and then we are going to jump in. Grab a pen and a paper. You might want to take notes. You never know when inspiration hits. So grab a glass of water, take a nice deep breath, grab a pen and a paper, and let's get the show started. I also want to give a little bit of a disclaimer before we jump in. And if you're just jumping in, welcome to the Soul Infused Monday Show. Today, episode number 243, called 7 Steps to Feeling Calm, Centered, and Secure Within Yourself. When it comes to feeling centered, calm, secure within yourself, it requires also an amount of inner work or peeling off the layers that are keeping you from feeling that way. Now, the steps or principles that I'm going to share today are very powerful, effective, and they work if you do them consistently, and also if you do it as a support to the work that you've done already or that you're doing. It might not be a substitute. There might be, in addition, certain things that you might have to address, but I will talk about that a little bit while I'm sharing these 7 steps. And these 7 steps are not in order. Only the first step is super crucial and foundational for everything else to be built onto. And there are not so much steps, maybe are more principles. And I am going to share the first step right away, though, because without that one, you cannot really build on anything. Are you ready? Do you have your pen and a paper? Leave me a comment below, say hello, give me a thumbs up, and let's get this show started. The number 1 step, or step number 1, in order for you to create anything within yourself or outside yourself, is commitment. Making a commitment is the number 1 step. Why is that important? Because if you don't have commitment, or if you don't make a commitment, you are not going to have the motivation, the endurance, the willingness to keep going when things go tough, or when there's an obstacle, or when things are more difficult. Sometimes we start something and then we don't finish them, or we encounter a roadblock and we give up. Now, without commitment, it is fairly difficult to keep going. So no matter what you want to create in your life, no matter how you want to feel, no matter how you approach inner work and personal transformation, commitment is the very first step, as one of the most important pieces. So you can even tune in right now and check, where's my level of commitment? What am I wanting to create right now? And am I fully committed or not? And if I'm not fully committed, what's missing in order for me to fully commit? A few questions for you to ponder. So number 1 is make a commitment. And again, the other 6 principles are not necessarily in order, but I'm going to share them as they come, and you can also pick and choose. Maybe one step or principle resonates with you today more, or it's a reminder or an inspiration. Pick and choose whatever resonates with you. If something doesn't resonate with you, just leave it on the shelf and don't even think too much about it. Number 1, make a commitment. Principle number 2, or step number 2, and you've heard this before. I'm pretty sure that you've heard this maybe many times, and I will add it to the mix because it's very important. Number 2 is gratitude. Gratitude. Now you might say, oh yeah, I've heard this a million times. Don't dismiss it. Let me take you there again and why that is so important. When I talk about gratitude, is especially in moments, in any moment, but especially when you're going through a tough time or when things are not the way that you want them, be it relationship, health, money, it doesn't matter, work, business. Having an attitude of gratitude in every moment will make a huge difference. And it can be something small. I often encounter people that gratitude needs to be this, oh my God, everything is so great and something huge. No, I tell you, one of the things that I do nearly every morning, and it's so basic, but it helps me to reconnect to gratitude even when things are not going so well. The one thing that I'm grateful for most days when I wake up in the morning is that I can breathe through my nose. Now, I started to do that. I remember when I was once so sick that I could not breathe. It was so terrible. There had moments that I felt so anxious and panicked that I felt, even though I could breathe through my mouth, that I felt like I might suffocate. In those moments, the only thing I wanted is to be able to breathe, nothing more. You have your own version of this. When we are sick or when something goes really wrong or really bad, we just want that moment to be better. And once it's better, we take it for granted and we forget about it. So this is just one example, but find an example for you that is something that you are so grateful for, but it's maybe so simple that you don't even think about it, that you take it for granted and do it every day. And try to find a piece of gratitude in every moment. And if you cannot find gratitude in a moment because it feels so terrible or it's a very challenging moment, if you are not able to find gratitude, at least accept the moment as it is, because it's already happening. It's already there. We so often resist it. And I know what I'm talking about. I know it's not so easy. But gratitude is crucial, because without gratitude in the moment, you will focus on something that's not good. And energy follows attention. I can say so much more about this. However, this is number 2, gratitude. Number 1, commitment. Number 2, gratitude. And number 3, and I just mentioned it a little bit, is, and that's also something you've heard many times, and yet I want to bring it in here and hopefully give you a little bit more of inspiration. The third principle is be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. You've heard this before. This is not my invention. Now, why is this so important? To be centered and calm and connected and secure within yourself, you got to be in the present moment. Because the moment, that present moment, is the only moment you have. And when you are not in the present moment, you are either in the past or in the future. And here is why inner work is so important. The more inner work you do, the more you peel off and heal the wounds from the past that are keeping you from being in the present moment, and healing the anxious thoughts or beliefs or traumas that keep you worrying about the future. The more you peel off those layers, the more you do the inner work, the more space you have to actually be in the present moment. Because it's very easy to say, oh, just be in the present moment. But what keeps us from being in the present moment is when we get triggered from most times from a wound that's still stuck in your system from the past. So in that sense, if you are having a hard time being present in the moment with gratitude, then there's work for you to do, because there's something holding you back from being in that state. That's number 3. Number 4, and that's super, super important for anything. Super, super important. Number 4 is have or create a positive support system. You gotta have a positive, supportive environment. What does that mean? It can be in person, that you have people around you, friends, or people that are on the path and doing the work with you. Or if you don't have that in person, create it online. Listen to people who support and inspire you. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, do the work, find mentors, coaches, like maybe the Soul Infused Monday Show is for you. Listen to people that make you feel loved, accepted, supported, and who want to empower you. And so surround yourself as much as possible with that energy. Very, very important. Your environment influences you directly. So if you, for example, have a stressful job and most of the day you're surrounded by people who are not on the same page or are not supporting you, then you want to create that outside. So tune in for a moment and think about the people in your life that are supporting you, that lift you up, that make you feel loved and cared for, and who want to empower you. Take a moment, take inventory. You might even want to write this down. Take a moment, and I give you here a minute. You can take a nice deep breath. You can tune in and reflect on the people that are making an impact. You don't even need to know these people personally. Maybe it's an author, maybe it's a movie star, I don't know. Maybe it's your coach or mentor. Maybe it's someone that you met once and had a conversation. Who are the people that are in your support system that are meaningful to you? And just write down their names. Take inventory. And if you don't have at least 5 people on that list, preferably more, think about how can I increase that circle? What do I need to do so that I feel also more supported from outside? And have a moment of gratitude for these people who support you. And the people who support you are not necessarily those who always agree with you and enable you or just listen to your problems. A positive support system means that you have people that lovingly and respectfully challenge you also to go beyond your limitations. Very important. Be very selective of who is going to influence your mind and soul. Okay, so that is create a positive support system, number 4. Number 5, and that's also one of my favorite topic and subjects to talk about. And also this requires, in most cases, more work because it's easier said than done. So number 5 is set healthy boundaries. Have healthy boundaries. In order for you to stay centered and secure, especially safe, if you want to feel safe within yourself, if you want to feel secure within yourself, grounded and centered, you gotta be able to set healthy boundaries, not only verbally, but energetically. Because without you having your own space where you feel safe, anything from the outside can be triggering. Maybe for you, it means to say more often no. Maybe for you, I used to be a people pleaser, right? So I said to a lot of things yes that I didn't mean to say yes to, that wasn't good for me. So maybe your work is to work on that people pleaser in you. Maybe there is fear of setting a boundary. Maybe you've never learned how to set a boundary. Maybe you think you're saying no, but people are not respecting it. So somehow energetically, it's not impactful enough. Whatever that means to you, reflect on how are you setting boundaries? How effective are they? And how much of the time are you listening in to, is this something I want to do? Or do I feel guilty or forced or obliged to say yes? Or maybe I feel guilty if I say no. So setting healthy boundaries, having healthy boundaries from an energetical perspective, super, super crucial and foundational. I actually believe that when you don't have the capacity to set healthy boundaries and to be aware of your own space and your boundaries, it's extremely difficult to feel safe and to feel centered and to feel grounded and confident in your life. Much more to say to that, but super, super important one. And then also, if this is an part of your life that is difficult, dig deeper to the work, because we are often, especially as women, we are very much conditioned from very little on to be nice, to please, to say yes. So it's so ingrained in our subconscious mind, in the collectiveness, that often we even know logically, I should say no, and this is not good for me, and yet we still have issues with boundaries. Can you relate? I'd love to hear from you. Now, this was number 5. I have 2 more to go, but I want you to take a moment, take a deep breath, tune into those 5 that we have so far, and which one is the most meaningful. Which one is the most meaningful so far? Number 1 was commitment. Number 2, practicing gratitude. Number 3 was staying in the present moment. Number 4, creating a supportive environment, support system. Number 5, setting healthy boundaries. Number 6, and that goes with setting healthy boundaries, is taking time for yourself. Number 6 is take time, quality time for yourself. Take a step back. Put yourself first. Take quality time on a daily basis, not once a month or once every couple of months when you go on vacation. Every day. Maybe you have a meditation practice, maybe you have a morning routine, maybe for you it's going out for a walk with your dog, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's taking time to drink a cup of coffee or tea in the morning before you do anything else. I've talked about how to create a good and positive morning routine many times. I've talked about meditation many times. I've talked about this many, many times. So there's a lot of resources that you can also dig deeper into if this is an issue for you. Take time for yourself. And if that is a problem for you, again, dig deeper. What's holding you back? There might be beliefs, trauma-based behaviors and patterns that keep you from taking actually time for yourself. Then do the work to release those so that you can be centered within yourself, and then you can take care of yourself and you put yourself first. And remember, even if you take only 10% of the day, 10% of your time for yourself, you still have 90% for the rest of the world. Just think about that for a moment. Number 6, take time for yourself on a daily basis. On a daily basis. So I want to invite you, as we are doing this here today, to reflect in real quick. How does that look like for you? What does it mean to you? Take notes, ponder around it. What does it mean for me to take quality time? Am I doing it enough? Is this an area where I can improve? And then you make a decision on what you want to do next. Okay, 7th, and of course there's so many more than 7 principles or steps, but I chose 7 that I found over the years within my own journey and have been working with hundreds of clients over the years from all over the world, the things that keep coming up over and over and over again. And the seventh one is a very particular personal one that I teach. It's about energy, because in order to stay calm and centered and secure within yourself, it is an energetical phenomena. So you want to learn and be able to shift your energy, to balance your energy. It's a skill that you can learn. And I do have something for you today if you do want to learn that skill. Learn and know how to balance your own energy system. Because when you are energetically not centered, it means that you are somehow off balance and you are outside of yourself. And therefore, oftentimes we give our power away because we are not in control of our own energy. So balancing your energy is one of the steps or tools or principles that can make you feel the most centered, grounded, and secure within. Now, I know energy balancing is a skill. I've been learning this and teaching this for the last 20 years. And even though I've shared a lot for free, even here on the Soul Infused Monday show, I've decided to create a masterclass where I am going to teach you this skill. It's in collaboration with Insight Timer. And I'm sharing this with you. I hope you're okay if I take a minute, because learning this skill to balance your own energy, and you can learn this to balance your own energy, to help your clients if you are a coach yourself or a healer. And even if you are a coach or if you are in the service industry or you have clients, learning how to balance your own energy before you even go into any meeting, into any conversation, into any negotiation, maybe as a parent before in dealing with your children, in communication. The skill of learning how to balance your own energy is one of the most important tools that I can imagine. It changed my life. Now I'm creating a masterclass in October where I'm going to teach you how to do that yourself. I'm going to teach you how to use your hands, magnetory, radiatory, how to balance the chakras so that you can actually feel grounded, centered, and clear. And I'm also going to teach you an exercise, a full energy balancing exercise, 2 versions of it that you can do anytime if you need a quick balancing. Now that alone sounds already fantastic. If you are interested, you have the opportunity today live, right here, right now, for the first 3 people. If you're one of the first 3 that want to join that workshop, I'm going to give you a 50% discount. And it's already a super low investment. So let me tell you about this real quick. The workshop, that masterclass, is a 2-hour masterclass in October the 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. October the 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, a 2-hour intensive masterclass for only $75. It goes through Insight Timer. And if you want to join and you are one of the first 3 that sent me a message, either here on Facebook or per email, needs to be a message, I will give you a 50% discount. It's such a no-brainer. But I'm so passionate about this particular topic, energy balancing, and there are only 35 spots for this particular workshop. And thank you for letting me share this with you for a minute. And I'm going to go back to the 7 steps and principles. But learning how to shift your own energy will change your life forever. This is one of the most amazing and transformational tools I know. So again, and I'm going to put it here so that you can put a note on the date. It's October the 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to have a 50% discount, only here live on the show, for the first 3 people that sent me a message on Facebook or sent me an email, I will give you a 50% discount just because you are here. Wonderful. Now I want to take also a moment and check Any comments you have, any questions, and any takeaways? I'm going to go over the 7 principles real quick with you, and I want you to tune in and check what is your biggest takeaway from today. What is your biggest takeaway? Number 1 was make a commitment. Number 2 was practicing gratitude. Number 3 was stay in the present moment. Number 4 was create a positive support system. Number 5 was setting healthy boundaries. Number 6, take time for yourself. And number 7, learn how to balance your energy. Take a deep breath. Take a deep, deep, deep breath and tune in. What is your biggest takeaway? What is your biggest takeaway? And share with me. If you're on this here, and you can leave a comment, leave a comment. If you're listening to this on a platform or on a podcast and you are not able to leave a comment, write me a review, send me a message. I love to hear from you. I so enjoy reading your reviews, your comments and messages. And if you are interested to join the Energy Balancing Masterclass and you want to have a 50% discount that I'm only giving here live right now, send me a message, send me an email, let me know that you're in. Fantastic. Now I would take a moment to check your takeaways, and I also see time is passing and flying, but I'm going to take time to maybe read 1 or 2 comments. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to send me a message. Reach out to me. Reach out to me with any question you might have. Hi, Destiny. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tine. Hi, Juan. Fantastic. Oh, I have already 2 people that are in. Okay. What are your biggest takeaway? They all relate, but to me, to be in the present moment. So biggest takeaway, to be in the present moment. Yes. So, so, so crucial. Yes. Thank you for sharing. And 1 more, and then I will let you go on with your beautiful Monday. Making a commitment is hard for me because I'm all over the map. Well, maybe that's the number 1 important piece for you then. And I would rephrase it. Anything that's hard is hard. Even changing the word. Maybe for you, it's even just changing it to making a commitment is a challenge for me. But you could also say, I want to get better in making a commitment. And often when you don't make a commitment, it's because you're not clear or it's not important enough. So in that sense, because you shared it, what I'm getting for you and maybe someone else that's listening to this is to take a moment time and to really write everything down that's important. When you're saying you're all over the map, is that your energy is scattered. I can tell you right away. So before even making a commitment, I would say, do whatever it takes for you to become centered first. Maybe do one of my energy-based meditations or do whatever you know to get centered. And from a centered place, tune in what is really important right now to the point that I want to commit to. And you are not alone. Making a commitment is making a commitment. It's a commitment. So I hear you. I hear you. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today. It was a pleasure to spending this time with you. Thank you for being here. I invite you for this week to focus on 1 area out of the 7 that resonated the most with you. And to every day tune in and set the intention to focus on that area and to improve that area. And if energy balancing is one of the areas that you want to get skillful and learn, I invite you to join my masterclass in October on the 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you are watching this here right now live and you want to have a 50% discount, send me a message, send me an email, send me a comment that you're in, and I'm going to send you the discount code just right after this show. Take a deep breath. Have gratitude in this present moment. and enjoy the rest of your day and have an amazing, inspired, and meaningful week. Much love.